Okay, so if you already have an OnlyFans account, chances are close to zero that you've never actually run into this issue before. And today we'll talk about what happens when OnlyFans actually gives you an account warning and what you can do to kind of get around that and even prevent it from happening in the future. Now, as I said, that's something that we also encounter almost on a daily basis across some of our accounts, but it's nothing to worry about. I know it can sometimes seem extremely difficult, especially because OnlyFans, the way that the algorithm actually works is they will run through the profile, they will scrape a few things, they will look at a few videos, and if you, for example, forgot to tag another creator in one of your videos and then they go through all of the other ones, it's going to be like one notification here, it's going to pop up basically every single minute, and that's of course a bad feeling. But not to worry, I can tell you from experience that we've seen that happen quite a few times for accounts that were, for example, just onboarded by us and we didn't yet have a chance to go through all of the existing content and basically clean up everything, and yeah, basically it just happens. And I wanted to talk about the most common things that we see causing this issue and what you can actually do to avoid that. So let's start off with the first point, and that is actually content creators not being tagged in collab content. So this is something that OnlyFans actually monitors quite closely, and if you run into issues with that, you're not the only one, but it's still very important that you always tag creators who are in content with you. So this goes for both intentional as well as unintentional people that are featured on videos. So for example, if you take a video outside and someone just runs through the frame, you don't worry about it, you don't tag them, you don't cut them out, then OnlyFans can potentially monitor that and they can remove the video for a policy violation, and that's going to lead in a message like that. So you don't want that to happen. So whenever you film a video, make sure that you're just on your own, not around too many other people, and actually in a good position to just be quiet for a little while, take the video, or if you actually take the video with someone else, always make sure to tag them both in feed posts as well as messages if you send out content that is involving that other person. So always tag them. That's the first piece of advice, and that's actually something that we see quite often, and that's causing a lot of the warnings for many of the accounts that I personally saw from the inside. Now another thing would be contents of the actual videos that go against the OnlyFans terms of service. Now this, for example, could be anything relating to drug use, both legal and illegal drugs, depending on which reason you are. That could be smoking, that could be drinking, that could be smoking marijuana, for example. That is something that is also against the TOS of OnlyFans, and it will get the account flagged. And we've had that a few times before. Sometimes even if there's just a bottle of alcohol, like a known spirit, like a Jack Daniels or something like that in the background of your video, that can theoretically cause a policy violation and lead to the video or the image being removed from your account overall. So you do want to avoid that. It's not something that you want to have on your profile for those exact reasons. Now, these are just some things that might sometimes happen, but they're not really causing any severe damage or any severe harm to your account. Now, I'm not saying at all that you should disregard those policies. I'm just saying that I saw personally multiple accounts where there were tons of violations for those specific policies, and sometimes up to 50 violations in just a matter of 1 hour, and those accounts didn't get banned. Now, where it really starts to get difficult is when you have a violation of the following two policies. Now, one of them is to talk about outside payment methods on the OnlyFans platform. Now, why is that? Obviously, as you know, OnlyFans and other similar sites like it take a 20% cut of everything that you make on the account. So that's basically how they make money, and they are very protective of their source of income. So if, for example, in a chatting conversation, one of your fans or even you mention a payment method like PayPal, or you send a link to a Stripe account for a credit card payment, or you give them your bank details for a direct transfer, all of those things are very serious violations of their TOS, and something that could, if it happens too often, actually get to a point where they might ban your account, because again, they're just losing money on that. They're very protective of it. They don't want to have the word spread that you can just use outside payment methods and they will start making money. So that is something to be very mindful about, and do not ever discuss outside payment methods on the OnlyFans platform. That is something that you really risk your account for, and in my personal opinion, it's just not worth it. Now, the last thing that also sometimes happens in conversations, and that's also to some extent a very serious offense in the eyes of OnlyFans, is to talk about in-person meetups on the platform. So lots of the fans will ask it, especially high spenders might ask this quite a few times actually. And the question will be, okay, when can we actually meet in person? What can I do to meet you? When would you ever consider meeting me? These are some things that come up in conversations quite often, and they will also get flagged. So if a fan, for example, writes something like that, that will get flagged. Obviously, it's not your fault, so don't worry about it too much. But actually, if you tell people that you will meet with them, if you actually schedule a meeting, then this is also an offense on OnlyFans and can lead to your account being deleted. Now, those are basically the main offenses and the main things to kind of keep an eye out for. Those are the main things that I know are causing issues for some of the accounts that I know. And it used to be that OnlyFans was just monitoring certain keywords. So for example, meat, M-E-E-T, would be keyword that they were monitoring, or alcohol was a word that they were also monitoring. Marijuana, and all kinds of synonyms for that, would be words that could get messages to be flagged or feed posts to be flagged and lead to them being removed. Now, since then, basically, I would say a year or so, OnlyFans actually made the algorithm a little bit smarter, and what happened was they're now able to also take things from context, at least a little bit better than before. So if you use synonyms for specific words, if you spell meat like meet up with three instead of e's, for example, they will also flag that. All of those things can be taken in context, especially if it happens that OnlyFans runs through one of their just regular audits of the account. They find one thing, and then that leads to the algorithm looking through everything that's on your account, that's being posted, that's being sent, all of that, and that leads to a series of warnings on your account. They might actually get a real person involved, and that real person might then read through your conversations, have a look at your account, and they could then decide to give you a warning or a big warning, or even send you an email, or to delete your account entirely. So you don't want that to happen, and that's basically how the algorithm functions on OnlyFans. That's kind of what you need to be mindful of, and I hope this video is going to save you a lot of trouble in the future, and I hope this will prevent your account from, in the worst case, getting banned, or at least give you some ease of mind when it comes to receiving those policy violation notifications with the red icon popping up that nobody likes to see. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope this was informative for you.